Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and today it's time to check out a new game called Gladiabots. A game in which you program your robots to do certain tasks using drag and drop commands. And of course that is something totally up my alley. In today's video we're going through the basics, doing the training missions in order to get a feeling for the game, and if it is something you actually like to see, I'm totally willing to continue this. However, most importantly, I want to make you aware that this game exists and it might be something for you as well. So without any further ado, let's have a look at the training and the introduction. Welcome to Gladiabots, an AI-powered robot fighting competition. So we are the blue team right there. What we have to do is grab these balls and we have to bring them to our base over there. And of course, the enemy, the red team, tries to do the same thing. Now, we can select one of our robots in order to see its current programming. Now, there are two different types of shapes, namely conditions right here, which are ovals, and then actions, which are rectangles. If we hover over one of these, I can, for instance, see that if myself is carrying a resource. So this thing here is only going to execute if the robot does carry one of the balls. Each robot checks its programming from the left to the right or counterclockwise. And whatever branch it can execute first, it's obviously gonna do. In this case, as long as we don't carry a resource, it's gonna execute the next valid branch, which would be to attack the closest enemy. And we can hit play and pause using the menu down here. Pretty self-explanatory. So at the moment we are having this fight. We don't know much about the programming. Now we can actually see what the robots are doing at the moment. So let's have a look at this guy. He's executing this branch, which is catch closest resource to me. And you can see sometimes they swap from one program to the other because one condition cannot be fulfilled anymore, and then it's gonna check counterclockwise once again. So let's actually see if we are gonna survive this. We still have a shield up there, so maybe if we get this ball home, we're gonna win. There we go, that was a victory. Catch the resource. Okay, so at the moment we don't have any enemies at all. What we want to do is have a look into the AI editor. This is essentially a drawing board for your circuits. And this button right here is the root node. So around here you want to connect your programming. Obviously, very intuitively, you can connect these nodes very easily. And since this action already defines catch closest to me resource, we can go ahead, have a look in here, press ready, and we are gonna grab the closest resource easy enough. Secure the resource. So this time we have to grab the resource, but then bring it back. So let's have a look at the drawing board right here. We can see if I am carrying a resource, only then I want to bring it back. But as long as I am not carrying a resource, I want to catch the closest. Now this is already in the right direction, so I'm going to hook this up, simple as that, and we should already see a working robot. We're gonna select the robot and we can even stretch this out. I actually like that. Oh, and if you have a really complex programming, you can even do that. This is amazing. Okay, let's hit the play button and see what's happening. Of course, it does the second condition first and then this one, or the second action, I should say. With the second action, the first condition, of course, is true, and then we bring it back. Attack the enemy. All right, so now the enemies come into play. Let's go back into the drawing board. In order to create a new action, we simply drag and drop from the root the attack right there. Now we can select the type. Let me actually see. Select an action. We only have attack at this point. And we also have to specify how to attack. So at the moment, it's the closest enemy. Let's apply this and we have created this action right there. If we go back and hit the ready button, we can see this is working, no problemo. At the moment, the robot is not fighting back, thankfully, but that is gonna change quickly. Next up, we have approach your target. Interesting. We now have a limited time to destroy the enemy. So what happens if I hit the ready button? Okay, we are actually missing a couple of shots. So what we have to do is get closer to the enemy, obviously. Long range at the moment has a 10% hit chance. That is not very good. Okay, and here we can see the different ranges. So what we should do is go at least to medium range, so every second shot is gonna hit. Alright, so we only want to attack the enemy if it is within range. Let's first delete this node and create a new one, a condition this time. We want to select a target, which is the closest enemy, and select a condition. Let's see. If enemy is at medium range from me. Yeah, that is going to be good. We're going to apply that, and now we should be able to hook this up. And now if that is not the case, we want to move towards the closest enemy. So this has already been done for us. Yeah, of course, very logical. So only attack the enemy if it is at a 50% hit chance. Good, we're gonna hit the ready button and you can see it is actually going towards it, though we are losing a couple of seconds here, but now we should be killing this guy much faster and it looks as though we're gonna be fine. Yes, indeed. 3 seconds left. I'm taking that. Optimization 1. Oh, I like that. A programmer likes to hear that. Not that I'm a programmer, but, you know, I like programming. So, we need to catch the balls and bring them back. Interesting. Is there something in the way? Not really. Here it says, secure resource closest to my ally base and then catch closest to me resource. Okay, so this is why this needs to be on the left side, because this is only a valid action as long as we are carrying something, and if we don't carry something, then we want to get the closest resource. So let's actually do that. Ready, optimization. Yeah, we can now observe that. Of course, this is not valid. Now it is valid, so that's why it goes to this action. Then we're gonna go to the next ball and bring it back as well. Easy enough. Bring it, game, bring it. Oh, I shouldn't taunt it. Optimization 2. Now we have an enemy again. Certain conditions can be replaced by filters in actions. Oh, I love that. Looking at this, it says attack closest enemy, but only at short range from me or at medium range. If the enemy is any further away, then of course we want to move towards the enemy. Yeah, we understood that. We totally understood that. And we can see it's moving towards the enemy. Now we are within range. Therefore, this first action is going to be executed. Priorities. Oh, I see. Okay, so first we want to probably kill the enemy, and after that we want to collect the balls. Oh, that's actually a good hint. One thing we shouldn't confuse is the branches are not going to be executed counterclockwise or from the left to the right, but they're going to be checked. And of course, if they cannot do something, then it's going to continue to the next one. Right, so what should have priority? We shouldn't catch the closest resource. We should attack the enemy at medium or short range. That means we want to move to an enemy first, right? Let me see, can I actually move this over here? Oh yes, I love this. This could be potentially epic, depending on how complex it gets. So I would say we first want to attack the enemy, but as long as it's not near range, we want to collect the closest resource. So this should be here. And then if we have a resource, then it should go back. However, yeah, I guess after that, the enemy is already dead. So let's actually try this out. There we go. We are killing the enemy. Fortunately enough, he is not doing the same thing, and maybe we are in time? Yes, indeed. Okay, we can grab both of the balls and be successful. Let's speed this up since we know... okay. There is a problem still. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Let's actually swap these two guys. So now this should be working out. If we observe this, then it's gonna shoot the enemy. After that, it's gonna catch the ball, and then it's gonna bring it back. There we go. Let's see this happen. Grabbing the ball, bringing it back, and now we should grab another one. Great, because we are not carrying it anymore. Save shield. There are also shields, of course. We saw that in the first scenario. Shields will automatically regenerate if it's not damaged for several seconds. We can retreat when the shields are low. That's interesting. We want to add a branch that says if my shield is below 25%, then we want to flee from the closest enemy. That means we want to add another branch. Let's first read what we already have. So this condition checks for medium range, and if that is true, then we want to attack this enemy. If none of this is true, then we want to move towards the enemy. Okay, that makes sense. However, if my shields are low, let's actually see. Could we maybe add a condition in here? That would be great. We want to add a condition, select target myself. So select the condition if the shield is 25 to 50%. Or maybe 0 to 25. Yeah, let's go with that. Then we want to do something. Let's see, we can add an action here, which is flee from the enemy, I guess. Let's see, move. Yeah, flee from. closest enemy. Yeah, I guess that's all we can do at the moment. So let's maybe make a little bit space here, so that makes sense. However, if my shields have recharged, then of course we want to hook these guys up and then move towards the nearest enemy, because then our shields should be full again. Or not full, they should be above 25%. Let's test this out. I'm ready and I want to see this. So at the moment the enemies are within the range, then my shields are... of course, the shields should be on the left side. That makes sense. We want to do... No. We want to do that. If my shields are low. If they aren't low, then we want to shoot the enemy. If we can't see the enemy, we want to move to the enemy. Okay, let's do this again and see this happen. Yeah, there we go. Now the shields are low, so we move away and they are being recharged. That is amazing. And we also got the timing more or less right this time. So now I should be able to speed this up. There we go. We took out the first robot and the second one. Mission completed. Checking for medium range is not enough, because if the enemy is at close range, of course, then the condition won't be true anymore. So we need an or condition as well. So here it is at medium range at the moment. So we need to create a condition for short range here. Now I wonder, can I hook this up? Oh, this is actually possible. Okay, that was easy. So we just implemented it this way with two condition statements. Let's actually see if that is gonna work out. Yeah, it's moving into close range and we're still attacking it. And you can see it actually took the first condition we made there. If A and B, of course there's also an AND gate. It's a programming game. You don't always need to flee from your enemies when the shield is low. We still have an advantage if our health is higher. Okay, so we need to insert this if condition. If any enemy has higher health. Okay, so this is the fleeing condition, and here we come if my shield is 0 to 25%. So this is essentially what we've done before, but now we only want to flee from the enemy if they are at higher health. So this is why we implement this other if condition right there. And this should already be working out. There we go. We are fleeing right now, recharging our shields. We are moving to the enemy again. And now I wonder what is going to happen, because there are two enemies, and of course we might actually finish this guy because he has lower health. Okay, I think we will be able to observe it much better. Now we shouldn't retreat anymore because this guy has lower health. And yes indeed, that worked perfectly. Pursue current target. Right, we have to destroy the opponent before he brings the ball over there. Therefore we have to follow him. Let's see how we can achieve that. We now have access to new filters that allows me to check my own current action on the target. Interesting. Right, we want to attack the enemy at short range, and if it is not at short range, we want to move towards the enemy. Attack closest enemy that is attacked by me. I'm not yet sure in what way this makes sense. Let's actually observe it. I want to see exactly what is happening. Ready? Here we can see the programming. We are moving to short range. There we go. So we... I see. Okay, so we keep attacking even though we are not at the correct range. Because otherwise we would have followed him and only shot a couple of times, and then maybe he would have gotten away with it. Pursue tagged target. So we can tag a target now. Oh man, this gets better and better every minute. So here we have the tag. Add tag to the closest enemy, move to enemy, and then here we have attack closest enemy. Good, so first things first, we want to move to the enemy, then we want to tag it, I guess, and if that happens, so here we have nothing tagged so far, so it's good if we have this on the left side, then it's first gonna execute this one, then this one, then this one. Let's observe it actually. There we go. We're moving to the enemy, short range. Here we are gonna tag it. Beautiful. And then we're gonna shoot it as long as it's tagged, even though it's moving out of range. So we kind of have a similar situation here. I kind of like the tagging system much better. Teamwork. It was about time. Each bot can use its own AI, allowing you to use team-based strategies. Oh, that's what I like. Let's select one of my gatherer robots here. So we have an attacker and a gatherer. Let's see if both robots are gatherers, then we are probably gonna be shot into bits and pieces. Yeah, because we're bringing them back and we are even slower. So now we're gonna switch one to be an attacker. Maybe we can actually distract these guys. Let's see what happens. We are attacking this guy, right? And he is kind of distracted at the moment, so that is good. So I'm not sure. This guy seems to be going for the one with the ball. They just seem to have this priority. But since we are not being attacked ourselves, we can easily destroy them and now collect the rest of the balls. So of course, a teamwork of one gatherer and one attacker was better in this scenario. Focus fire. Now of course we have a couple of enemies and we want to kind of work as a team and shoot one guy very quickly. So we also have team tags which are visible by all team members. We have a focus fire AI and we have a focus fire leader. The leader actually implements this team tag and then the others shoot the thingy-majingy. So we need to designate one to be a focus leader. And then I guess we can already hit the ready button because, yeah, this guy is being tagged and as soon as he's down, the next one is going to be tagged and everyone is just shooting the same guy. That's great, that is going to be extremely useful. Sub AIs. Holy cow. We got a master guy right there. Let's actually have a look at the drawing board. You can reuse an AI inside another one. For that, you can use the sub AI nodes. Let's see, we're gonna create a new node. We have the sub AI. Let's choose one. Okay. We got an attacker, a gatherer, and a retreat AI. Let's use attack first of all. See what happens. Click this button to open the sub AI. Okay, and now we can switch between the different AI systems. This is pretty handy, I would say. Now, what actually happens here? Let's have a look at that. We're attacking and we are not fleeing, of course. So my guess is that these are also going to be executed from the left to the right if the conditions are true. So if we create yet another subcategory, then we could go for the gatherer here. However, we need to add something here to make this easier on us. So we first of all want to prioritize the retreat. So we're gonna select this, apply. And if we don't have to retreat, then we want to attack. If we don't have to attack, then we want to gather. And retreat works the same way I programmed it pretty much. So that is actually extremely great. With these subcategories, you can go into complexity I cannot even fathom at this point. I'm really curious now where this game leads us. Anyways, let's hit the ready button and see what it does. Yeah, it first of all attacks. However, as soon as the shields are down, it's gonna retreat. Then we're gonna recharge the shields. I guess we can speed this up a little bit because we know what's happening. Now that all the enemies are dead, of course, the gatherer AI is coming in. Makes sense. Connector nodes. We are still in the training, guys. We are not done here. Connector nodes can be used to simplify the layouts of your AI. Okay, so we can create a connector node, which means we can add these two conditions to these three actions. So that should make sense. Let's actually have a look at these three actions first. Drop the resource if what? If enemies are here. Okay, so if enemies are here, we want to drop the resources and then attack them. This is great. Okay, so this way we can actually do much more complicated stuff and have it not cluttered all over the place. So that is also good to know. Let's hit the ready button, and what we should be seeing, let's actually have a look at that, is we are grabbing the balls. However, as soon as this guy comes close, then we are gonna drop the ball because that condition is true. And then we attack him at close range, pick up the balls again, and then of course the other two guys are coming at medium to close range. And the enemies are actually not shooting us, they're just trying to go for the balls, which obviously is a mistake, but now we can bring them back to the base. Right, so nothing has been done for us just yet. What we have to do is kill the enemies, but only if our shield is over 25%. Other than that, we want to flee, and if both enemies are dead, then we want to grab the ball. So let's create a couple of nodes. We want to create an action which is flee, I guess. Let's go to the move section. We want to flee from the enemy, closest enemy, I guess. We can even edit the target. Okay, so this is kind of an advanced section. Here we have the enemy and here we have all of the filters. Man, oh wow. So you can go into real specifics here. So now let's go ahead and add a couple of conditions. I want to add the condition that if myself, let's actually see. Yeah, the condition target is gonna be myself. So let's add the condition shield. If my shield is 0 to 25%, then we want to flee from the enemy, I guess. So I already had that, flee from closest enemy. So we're gonna bring this right there. However, we might want to add this other condition. Can I maybe specify this here? No, we have to add another condition because it's going to be concerned with the enemy. So select the target. The target is going to be the enemy closest to me. And the condition is going to be that their health is lower than ours, right? Has lower health. Yes. So we're going to apply this bad boy, and only if these two conditions are true, then we want to flee. If that is not the case, then of course we want to attack the enemy. So we're going to select attack. There we go. And the target obviously is going to be the closest enemy. Let's actually edit this. We want to have this at a certain distance. Let's say at medium range from me, yes. Or at short range, so we can select both conditions. So that is how the OR actually works. Now, if we are not at short or medium range, then of course we want to move there. So let's add another action, select the action. It's going to be move towards the enemy, which is the closest. Yeah, let's apply that. So is this going to work? Let's actually test this out. I want to obviously also observe it. So at the moment we're moving to the enemy. As soon as we are at medium range, we are shooting. And then when our shields are down, we're moving away. Though right now it didn't recover fully. Let's wait for another shield recharge. There we go. We're moving back, killing this guy. Now, one thing, of course, I forgot is to pick up the ball. But we already know that this part is going to work. So let's implement the ball thing. So if none of these is true, then we want to add another condition, and that is, no, not a condition, an action. Yeah, we want to move towards the resource, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move to the closest resource, but only if we don't already have something. So here we're gonna add yet another action, and this is also gonna be resource related, of course. Secure resource to the closest ally base, which is already there. So now this should theoretically work. Let's test it out. I'm ready. We already saw how we defeat the robots. That shouldn't be a problem right now. And now we are grabbing the ball. So you saw that actually worked, and bringing it back. Great. Now here we are also being introduced to the fact that there are different types of robot classes. We have a shotgun class, which has lower health, but moves fast and does devastating damage at close range. Interesting. So at the moment we are attacking at medium or short range, but we want to edit this to only attack at short range. Closest enemy at short range from me. This should be the fix. So now we are basically waiting until we are at short range, and then we are doing our damage. Wow, look at this guy. Shotgun. I love it. We also have a sniper class. The sniper class moves very slowly, weak shield and health, always hits, so never misses, high damage, of course. The sniper is more effective at long range, so we have to swap this as well. We're gonna edit this to only shoot, or to try to shoot at every range. Or I guess we're just gonna choose all the ranges, you know, short, medium and long distance. So ready, and we are doing the sniper thing. Oh, I love this bad boy. Look at that. It does shoot very slowly, but it looks as though one more shot and we will be done. The machine gun class. Very slow movement, but it doesn't slow down when carrying resources, is very resistant and huge firepower. Oh, it should not stop firing even if its target is retreating. Interesting. Tweak your AI to continue attacking retreating enemies. Okay guys, so the default settings actually work. I was kind of confused about that. Attack closest enemy, which is attacking me first, but then attack closest enemy that is not out of range and attacked by me. So we kind of tag the enemy by attacking it. And we're only gonna shoot the enemy that is actually attacking us first. And since we also have a shield, this is actually working out. Let's actually have a look at that. So first of all, we are shooting this guy because he was shooting us and he is closest. Now he's moving away and we chipped away a little bit from his shield. And now we're kind of gonna alternate between the two guys. And in the meantime, we're also recharging our shields. So theoretically this should be working out because we chip away always a little bit of their health pool and we should be able to manage our shields this way. But there we go, this should be working out. I'm just gonna speed it up until we have eradicated these guys. There we go. Mission completed. Now this should be the last one, the team composition. We can only use one instance of each special class. Interesting. Select one of your robots and change its class. Let's switch this one into a sniper so he can shoot from the back. And of course we will have to check their programming, but I think in this scenario we only really have to change the classes. Later on, of course, we're gonna create our own classes and then we should be able to select them as well. We're gonna do the shotgun class here in the front and we're also gonna do a machine gun class here in the back. Though shotgun, they're probably gonna be on a suicide mission. Well, let's try this class combination and see what happens. The shotgun is obviously moving to close range, okay, so it also had a retreat mode, and of course that wasn't very good for us. Now the sniper is doing a brilliant job, as well as the machine gun, I have to say. The shotgun wasn't very useful in this case, so I think we have to go with an attacker if this doesn't work out. At the moment our sniper is under fire, though the machine gun took over, which is great. Oh, yeah. This is gonna be good. Come on. Oh, we took out the guy in the back, and this should be the last one. Beautiful. Tutorial completed. So that means we should be ready for either the career mode, the practice mode, maybe we do some AI editing. And it's pretty good, I have to say it. Pretty good game. Let me know what you guys thought about the game down in the comments section, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. As usual, you will find everything of note down in the description if you want to get this game for yourself. At the moment, it is on a sale, it is just $5 or so. So totally worth it, in my humble opinion. With that out of the way, have a great time, thank you so much, and hopefully I'm going to catch you in the next video. Bye bye.